Because there's no Kenny Omega, Jay White's the next guy to take that slot. Why is he not a hot singles right now for going after a championship? I mean, there's a guy here that made his bones in New Japan, earned his way, and now he's just part of a gag group. He's better than that, is he not?
Oh, 100%. I mean, and remember, the 6-man titles he has isn't even the AEW ones; they're the Ring of Honor ones. The company you have to pay to watch.
What are they? Right? What are they doing? Ethan Page is in Canada. He takes on Kenny Omega. The last match I think we saw from Omega before he gets injured. Ethan Page deserves more than Ring of Honor. He's a solid wrestler. Not to lose. I'm talking about he could be a heel, and we can see he could be a babyface, as we saw last time he was on a major stage on AEW. You can't find a place for him? Look, I don't agree with what I hear from wrestling podcasters that say AEW has too much talent. That's bullshit. They don't have too much talent. They have a lot of talent they don't know what to do with. I mean, you should stack, if you have the money, stack your roster. But it's not like, well, you got Rampage, you got Dynamite, you got Collision, you got ROH. You can't find anything. I know everyone can't get over, but everyone can't get under too.
Right.
That's a problem.
And that's their issue. Like, we see them get guys hot, and they get all the way up there, and Wardlow's a perfect example. And it's like, we'll find something else for him to do. I mean, you talk about guys not being on TV. Does Miro still work there?
That's a shame.
What is he off TV because it seemed like, I believe the last time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the last time we saw Miro was his match against Andrade.
Yes, which he beat him. Andrade was on the way out.
And so his wife was a part of that.
Uh-huh.
So I'm guessing they wanted to continue some sort of story, but because of the multiple surgeries she's had to have on her finger, and now she's been off television. So I think that probably derailed whatever they had going for Miro, was the injury that CJ Perry had.
But she doesn't even actually work there. Like, they haven't said she's all elite. Like, Tony, that first night she showed up, was like, oh, no, it's not really. Like, she doesn't work here for sure. So, like, that's one that's wasted. Does Keith Lee still work in this company? He's another one. They got him all the way up, him and Swerve. Are we ever going to get that payoff? And I know there's been injuries there also, but, like, there's so many guys that just wasted.
I think he's injured right now.
Is he? Okay.
I mean,
yeah, I think he's
injured. How about this? Right now. Could they do me a favor? A little less Hook, a little bit more Takeshita. How about that? How about a little less Hook? That's enough. Well, I mean, if he's such a badass, he should be the heavyweight champion. Since he went blow to blow, toe to toe with Samoa Joe. I mean, he's in a 6-man, a very unusual, strange, still to me, strange 6-man main event on Dynamite. A little bit more Takeshita, a guy that actually can go.
So Takeshita's a perfect example. Like, he was so over from a heel standpoint. Remember that first promo he cut in Japanese, like the heat he was getting, and I feel like they took it all away, and now Don Callis is a centerpiece of that. And he's going to have a banger of a match next week with Ospreay, but we know he's not going to go over there. And, like, another one they're just wasting.
So, I mean, look, I know that when you set up your roster, Gabe, you set it up because there's only 8 to 10 people that are supposed to be over. Then the next 8 to 10 people are supposed to be the opponents for the people that are over. Then the next generation are just the young talent. That's how it always has been in wrestling over the years. Who's my great 8 or 10? Whether that's singles or tag teams. Who's the ones I'm pushing? Now the next level of wrestlers I'm going to push eventually. But it just seems like it's stagnant. It's like the same. And then when you do push someone, they take 3 steps back. You don't see them for a month, and then they come back on Rampage or they come back on Collision. It's like, at least now I feel like there's a little bit more continuity to AEW. But to me, it just seemed like it was a hodgepodge for a long time.
Well, the Continental Classic, we praised it and did an awesome job at, like, making guys into stars. But then what? Like, what's the follow-up? Like, Daniel Garcia at least has a story out of it, but Brody King's nowhere to be seen. Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, like, these are guys that were on our TV every week in this tournament, and now they're just like, all right, pay $9.99 to watch them.
Saraya.
Yep.
I'd put on that list. Like, she needs to be doing more than comedy segments and Simpsons ripoffs of Knifey Spoon with what's her name, with Harley. I mean, I think Britt's injured technically. Yeah. Is that the reason why she's off TV?
That's what I was told.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, but eventually I think they have to find something for her. Serena Deeb, I swear there was a vignette talking with her coming back, and I don't think I've seen her in the ring.
I think there was one night she had
putting on the classes the way
match.
she
I
is.
thought
She's
just one.
She's a collision wrestler, I think. I think she's just for
yeah.
Yep.
Which again, and maybe because they had to be off this week, maybe that's why I feel like I'm missing her, because they ended up not having because of All-Star Saturday Night. But I feel like there are a number of women that need to get heated up as well. Willow.
Yep.
I mean, Willow's kind of toiling. I felt like she had, and granted it was accidental, but I felt like she had a lot of momentum going after she ended up winning the New Japan Strong Women's Championship after Mercedes Moné ended up getting injured, right?